Welcome back to the CFB Rundown. It's been a minute since I've been here in this room making a podcast, but I'm back. I'm gonna start actually like making podcasts, and we're gonna start it off with top 10 or early top 10 quarterback to wide receiver duos next year. So coming in at number 10, I have Connor Wegman to Amari Thomas from Houston. So Connor Wegman had the best season of his career last year. He threw for 2,700 yards, 25 interceptions, that would be awful, 25 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions. And most importantly, he was healthy the entire season, which is not something he had at Texas A&M. And he cut down on his turnovers. 9 is still a lot, but that's still better than some of the stuff that he has been doing at Texas A&M. And he improved up his accuracy, and he has asserted himself as a dual threat quarterback, and he can run. And Amari Thomas, the wide receiver, had a breakout season, having 67 catches for 966 yards and 12 touchdowns. Great runner, great route runner, great hands, and just a reliable target for Connor Wegman, because teams kind of zeroed in on Tanner Koziel, and they kind of forgot about Amari Thomas, and he's going to be back. Connor Wegman's going to be back, and I think that both of these coming back deserves to be on this list. Now, coming in at number 9, forgive me if I say this wrong, but Jaren Kiave Sagapolu-Tele to Chase Hendricks from Cal. So I'm just going to call him Jaren. As a true freshman, he threw for almost 3,500 yards. He had a great season for not a great Cal team, but still a great season nonetheless. And Chase Hendricks, you might not have heard his name, but he is a wide receiver transferred in from the University of Ohio. He had 72 catches for 1,037 yards at Ohio. He was second team All-MAC, and this should be a really fun duo to watch. I don't know how good Cal will be next year, but this should be fun, especially with the deep ball, which Jaren is so good at throwing at. This is going to be fun. Just something, and they should have good seasons. Now at number 8, I have Dante Moore to Evan Stewart for Oregon. So Evan Stewart was out all of last year with a knee injury, but he should be back next year. And whenever he plays, he is a big game changer. At Texas A&M, even during those years where they weren't good, he was consistently the best player on that team, the best receiver, making crazy plays, crazy touchdowns. And in the one season healthy for Oregon, he showed up when it mattered most. He showed up big in the Boise State game they almost lost to, and he showed up in the Ohio State game they won in the regular season. And he always makes a big impact. And, of course, Dante Moore is great. He's going to be a Heisman candidate. He was probably going to go in the top 5 if he went, but he chose to come back, to run it back, to win a national championship with Oregon. And, honestly, I don't think that's the worst move. I mean, sure, he could have gone to the NFL, but I like it. He's a young player, get one more year of experience, and him and Evan Stewart should be very exciting. Next, I have Marcel Reed to Mario Craver from Texas A&M. Say what you want about Marcel Reed, but he can get the ball to his receivers, and Mario Craver had a great year last year, and these two players get better every year. Last year, Mario Craver was relatively unknown at Mississippi State. He had a breakout year last year, and I think he takes another step up. And then last year, Marcel Reed was a backup who took the starting job from Connor Wegman, who we mentioned earlier, and he was all right. He was shaky. This year, he was definitely better. Still a little bit shaky. I'm hoping he can clean up some of his turnovers, some of his just, I don't know. It scares, as a Texas A&M fan, it scares me whenever he throws the ball more than 20 yards, which I am so happy whenever he does it. But if we can clean up the deep ball, I think this is going to be a great duo. And Mario Craver, he's electric, very, 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 very fast. And he can beat you one-on-one. He can do stuff after the catch. And I think this is a pretty good wide receiver to quarterback duo. Number 6, from Indiana, we have Josh Hoover to Nick Marsh. 2 transfers, Nick Marsh from Michigan State and Josh Hoover from TCU. I'm a little bit down on Josh Hoover than most people. I'll explain, kind of, but it's just kind of an it factor to me. When I watch him, he just doesn't seem as good as some people think. Which he's a good quarterback, yeah, I'll give him that. But he doesn't have that good of a pocket presence. He struggles with turnovers a little bit, and just like whenever he's on the big stage, he doesn't do too well. But he has Kurt Cignetti coaching him. I think that goes a long way. And they brought in another great receiver to pair him with Charlie Becker and fill the void of Elijah Surratt and Omar Cooper leaving to the draft. And Nick Marsh, he's a electric receiver, big body, 6'3", thrives on the deep ball, great hands. This should be a better version of Eric McAllister from TCU, someone that Josh Hoover had a connection to, and those two, that duo was very good. And I think with Nick Marsh, who's an even better receiver, better hands, can catch 50-50 balls most of the time, I think this should be good. And I do think Josh Hoover is slightly overrated, but he's getting coached by the best, I'm going to say the best coach in college football. So that should go a long way. Next, at number 5, we have from LSU, another pair of transfers, Sam Levitt to Jace Brown. So Sam Levitt, he's a great player. As sad as I am of him leaving my team, ASU, he's a great player, and you saw what he did with his number 1 receiver, Jordan Tyson. He went to him, you could say a little too much, but they were clicking, and I think Jace Brown is the number 1 receiver for LSU, and I'm not going to say he's Jordan Tyson, but he's going to be great. He is very explosive, great route runner, thrives on the deep ball and intermediate routes, averaging 17.1 yards per catch. This should be exciting. I think Sam needs to improve on his deep ball a little bit. There were some times where he kind of missed, whether it was to Jordan Tyson, but there are other ones where he threw it right on the money to Jordan Tyson and Jaron Hamilton and all these ASU receivers. It's just a little bit inconsistent, so if he can improve that with, who's their coach, LSU? Who do they get in after Brian Kiffin? Lane Kiffin. How did I forget that? Lane Kiffin, okay. Yeah. With Lane Kiffin, I think he can improve his deep ball. I don't know how I forgot that. That's like top 5 worst moments on the podcast. But yeah. Next, at number 4, another pair of transfers. I think all of these guys are transfers, honestly. We have Drew Messmaker to Wyatt Young from Oklahoma State. This is kind of a sleeper pick because, yeah, they played at North Texas last year. Now they transferred to Oklahoma State, followed Eric Morris, their coach. I love Drew Messmaker. There's not a flaw in his game. He's not the greatest quarterback there is, but there's not like a definitive flaw where I would say, oh, that needs to be better. He has great accuracy, great pocket presence. He's just the ultimate gunslinger, and I think he's going to thrive at Oklahoma State. And Wyatt Young was a teammate in North Texas who had over 1,000 yards. He was their number 1 target, and they already have that chemistry together. And now them going to a different school, playing better competition, these guys always show up in the big moments, and I think they're going to thrive here at Oklahoma State. Next, at number 3, you could say this is a little bit low, but I have from Texas, Arch Manning to Cam Coleman. This is just a really, really fun duo. We have Arch Manning, the big last name that stands out. He's improved a lot over the season. He started off pretty shaky, but he's gotten better. That Michigan game, if he can do that day in and day out, that's going to be scary for the rest of the league. And Cam Coleman, he's just have one of the greatest hands, probably the best hands in college football, if I'm being honest. His route running could improve. He really can only run a go and a post route at the highest level. But if he can work on the slants, the in routes, the out routes, just some of the short passes to give Arch Manning a reliable check down. But the whole thing about this duo is the deep ball, which Cam Coleman, he can make spectacular catches. 50-50 balls are like 90-10 balls for him. And if Arch Manning can improve his deep ball, which he's shown flashes of, especially to Ryan Wingo, the other receiver, if he can improve the deep ball, this is going to be very, very fun. Not for other teams, though. Number 2, from Miami, we have Darian Mensah to Malachi Toney. This is going to be electric. Darian Mensah, I am super high on him. He has all the arm talent in the world. He can sling it. And Malachi Toney, he might be the fastest receiver in college football. I wouldn't be surprised if come combine time, whenever that is, probably 2 years, I think he breaks the 40 record. I don't know what his 40 is, but just watching his game speed, he has a second level burst to him. Nobody can catch him. So I really like this. Miami tries to get him the ball a lot in the short and intermediate routes because he's fast and he can do yard stuff after the catch. But I do think that with a deep ball thrower like Darian Mensah, I think they can go vertical a little bit more, which Malachi Tony definitely can, but I think they need to throw a little bit more deep balls to his way because he has great hands, unlike people think speedy, shifty. No, he has good hands too. So I think this is going to be a great duo. And lastly, number 1, from Ohio State, Julian Sayin to Jeremiah Smith. This, honestly, is a no-brainer. I mean, Darian Mensah, Arch Manning, Cam Coleman, they're cool. But we have the best wide receiver in college football, Jeremiah Smith, not a question, to the most accurate quarterback in college football, Julian Sayin. What more do I have to say? These guys are just good, and they're just really... I don't even know what to say. They're just good. This is the number 1 quarterback to wide receiver duo, and I don't even think it's very close. So, thank you for watching this episode of the CFP Rundown. Hopefully, we'll be making some more content throughout this off-season. It's still a long way till college football, but hopefully this channel will help you fill the void of no football on Saturdays. So thanks for watching, and see you.